Take a deep breath and let the quiet settle around you. As the weight of the day begins to loosen from your shoulders, feel the softness of evening wrap around you like a velvet shawl. There is nothing you need to do now, no thought you need to hold on, only this moment, this stillness, this slow drift toward rest. Imagine your breath as a breeze, cool, gentle, steady, moving through tall grass. With each breath in, you settle a little deeper. And with each breath out, something heavy lets go. Picture now a sky fading into twilight, the color of lavender ash and slow-burning coals. No buildings, no traffic, no harshness, only the hush of a forest resting beneath stars not yet born. And as you listen, a sound begins to emerge, the distant flutter of wings, the rustle of wind through hollowed stone, the soft ticking of time. Standing still, you are entering the edge of a forgotten place, a ruin once known as Briarhold Keep. Briarhold rests deep in a woodland fold, past crooked trees and sunken roads. It is not marked on any map, but it waits patiently, covered in moss and the hush of memory. You walk a path of broken cobblestones, each step padded by soft moss, your fingers brushing ivy that reaches out like old hands, remembering touch. The ruins rise around you, tumbled archways, leaning pillars, stairways leading nowhere, and all of it softened by time and silence. But even in this forgotten place, something still stirs. Dozens of old lanterns hang from branches and twisted beams, their glass cracked and clouded, their frames kissed by rust and rain. Once they were beacons hung to guide pilgrims, lit to welcome those wandering lost through fog and night. But now they hold something else. As the last light fades from the sky, the first flickers big and soft golden glows drifting through the dusk. Fireflies, silent and small, slip through the broken panes of the lanterns. One by one, each lantern begins to pulse with life, not the burning of fire, but the quiet flicker of tiny wings bearing ancient light. They do not need to speak. Their message is in their glow. You are not alone. You continue walking, and around you the ruins become a constellation of warmth. Lanterns nestled in tree roots, resting on mossy stones, suspended from iron hooks, grown through with vine. The light is gentle, slow, and dreaming. You find a stone bench beneath a twisted tree and sit, allowing your body to relax into its shape. The wind carries a scent like warm leaves and worn parchment, and you let your breath fall into rhythm with the flickers around you. Long ago, the people of Briarhold believed lanterns were more than tools. They were guardians. They marked doorways as safe. They were placed at crossroads to light the way, lit not just with flame, but with hope. In times of storm or sorrow, a single lantern might mean shelter, or kindness, or a quiet place to rest. Tonight, they mean the same. The fireflies carry this memory. They gather here as if they remember the promise these lanterns once made. Each tiny light sways as it moves, like a lullaby with wings. They drift in patterns, looping around you, never landing, never asking, just reminding you that even in the darkest corners, something always glows. The moon has risen now. You can't see her fully, but her light touches everything. The silvering of a broken tower's edge, the gleam in the eyes of a fox hidden behind fern. There is no need to move. The air is cool and full of breath. Somewhere, you hear the hush of an owl gliding through the dark. Somewhere else, the faint clink of metal, maybe a lantern turning on its hook. You follow a narrow path deeper into the keep. It winds between low stone walls and beds of tall grass, past a well long dried and filled now. The path leads you to a lantern taller than the rest, standing on a single carved pillar. Inside, 3 fireflies glow in gentle turns, one pulsing softly, one fading, one returning, like breath in a sleeping chest. You stand before it, and its glow finds your face. You close your eyes. For a moment, the world disappears. There is no day or night, no past or future. Just this breathing, this glowing. This nest of lights that remembers how to welcome you home. When you open your eyes again, you see more than just lanterns. You see memory, not your own exactly, but something deeper, like the dreams of a place that has waited quietly for someone to listen. You feel it in the stones beneath your feet, in the vines that wrap the gate, in the hush that never leaves the air. You are not intruding. You are part of the hush now. You find another bench tucked beneath a wall where once a window stood. Now it is open to sky and stars, framed by ivy, lit from below by swaying lantern glow. You sit. The moss cushions, you warm and earthy. You feel your shoulders sink lower, your back relax, your eyes begin to drift. Above you, the stars blink slowly awake. Some twinkle, some watch, some simply glow. The fireflies seem to follow them, tracing invisible lines between branches and beams. In their quiet dance, you see shapes, stories, maybe even names. And slowly, you let go of trying to remember anything else. This is a place where even memory can sleep. Let your thoughts wander like fireflies. Let them flicker, glow, and fade. You are safe. You are home. You are held in the lantern light of and everything is well. The night deepens now, not with darkness, but with gentleness, like a velvet curtain being drawn slowly across the sky. The wind has settled into a hush, moving low across the ruins as though cradling them in sleep. The lanterns sway ever so slightly, their chains creaking in rhythm with the forest's breath. Somewhere nearby, water drips from leaf to leaf, creating a soft lull of sound, like the ticking of an old clock forgotten, but still faithful in its rhythm. You begin to rise again, drawn not by urgency, but by curiosity, the quiet kind. The kind that walks barefoot. Your feet follow the faint light of the fireflies, guiding you along a path half buried in moss. The stones beneath your soles feel cool and worn smooth with time. You pass under a crumbling archway where the remains of a great hall, now open to the sky. Ivy drapes from what used to be rafters, and moonlight pours through, turning the ruin into a cathedral of soft shadows. In the center of this place, there's a circle of lanterns arranged in a ring, each still glowing, each filled with its own small chorus of light. They seem to speak without words, not to you, but for you, as if the place itself is remembering something on your behalf. You step into the circle. The fireflies don't scatter. Instead, they rise around you in slow spirals, their glow reflecting off your skin. You breathe in their rhythm, and your thoughts begin to slow, like leaves drifting down a quiet stream. You sit once more in the soft cradle of old stone, and the air around you hums gently. There is no music here, yet you feel the presence of song, a melody made of memory and wind, of silent promises and the hush between heartbeats. The lanterns seem to blink in time with it, and your body begins to feel weightless, as if it too might rise and drift like a firefly in the hush of midnight. Close your eyes again, if they haven't already drifted shut. Let your breath deepen, not as something you must do, but as something the night does through you. There's no beginning and no end in this place. Only the middle, only the now. You are wrapped in light and shadow, held in the hands of quiet things. You remember, faintly now, the stories whispered about this keep, that once travelers from distant villages would follow the lantern light to this place when they were weary. The lanterns were never extinguished. They were always waiting, lit by unseen hands, by kindness left behind. And though the people are long gone, the ritual remains. The fireflies remember. They honor the glow. They keep it lit for those who still need to rest. You begin to notice something else. The vines here move with purpose, not wild but gentle, as though they too are part of the keeping. They reach toward the lanterns without smothering them. They climb slowly along walls, never rushing, never overtaking. Even nature knows how to be patient here. Even time knows how to bow its head and pause. You watch one small lantern perched in the hollow of a tree trunk. Its fireflies glow steady and warm, casting soft shadows across the bar. Inside, you glimpse something that wasn't there before, a slip of parchment, yellowed and curling, caught beneath the rusted base. You don't need to touch it to know what it says. You feel the message before you read it. It says, "You've made it this far. Rest here." And so you do. There is a pool nearby, fed by a gentle stream that winds like silver thread through the broken keep. You wander to its edge. The surface reflects the lantern glow, turning the water into a mirror of stars. Fireflies hover above it, their light dancing on the ripples. You dip your hand in, and the water is cool and still, like sleep waiting to be touched. You sit by the pool and let your hand trail through it slowly. The ripples carry your thoughts, each worry, each burden, each old echo dissolving into widening circles. They vanish without sound, without struggle. The lanterns blink kindly in the reflection, and above them, the stars blink back. There is no difference here between earth and sky. It is all light. Behind you, a low wall crumbles into a nest of soft grasses, and in its shelter, you see a cluster of tiny firefly, nests woven from dry moss and threads of old lantern wicks. It's quiet proof that this place is not abandoned. Not truly. It is tended by gentleness, kept by small hands of light, and you, for this moment, are part of it. Not a visitor, a keeper too. As you lie back in the grass, the sky opens wider. The stars have bloomed fully now, scattered like lanterns across a black velvet sea. You hear a night bird call once, then fall silent again. You feel your heartbeat slowing to the same rhythm as the flickers above and around you. The warmth of the earth beneath you is steady. The scent of distant lavender, softened by dew, finds its way to your nose. Everything that surrounds you now is safe, slow, and sure. The fireflies move gently overhead, circling, watching, cradling. One lands on your hand. It pauses there, a small flicker of kindness. Then it lifts off again, as softly as a sigh, vanishing into the quiet. And the message is clear. You have nowhere to go, nothing to solve, nothing to hold. Only this, only breath, only glow, only the hush of bright and the lanterns that keep dreaming. The air grows cooler now, but not cold. It carries the crisp stillness that only comes when the world is truly quieted, when even the leaves sleep against the branches and the stones no longer whisper of footsteps. You draw your arms closer around you, not from chill, but to hold a moment more fully, to anchor yourself here, where nothing aches and nothing rushes around you. The lanterns continue their soft, pulsing glow. Some blink slowly, like eyes, beginning to drift. Others remain steady, their light a soft thread tethering the night in place. The fireflies shift among them, never hurried, never restless. Their patterns soothe something deep inside you, something you didn't know needed comfort. You rise again, following a narrow trail that winds through a grove of saplings, their pale trunks lit like moon-silver bones. Their leaves don't rustle loudly here, they murmur, brushing one another with a hush, as if retelling ancient dreams they've heard from the stones. You pass beneath their branches, and each one lets a few soft petals fall, tiny gifts that land on your shoulders, your hair, your path ahead. Beyond the grove, you find the ruins of what may once have been a chapel. The walls remain, shaped like arches opening to the sky. Inside, the air feels different, reverent, aware, still holding on to the memory of silence made sacred. Lanterns hang where candles once did, swaying just slightly as you enter. Their glow does not cast shadows here. It holds the space, filling every corner with the warmth of memory. In the center, a round stone platform rises slightly from the ground, worn smooth by countless feet and time. You step onto it without thinking, and the moment your feet touch the surface, every firefly in the room begins to drift upward. They rise like prayers, not spoken but felt, soft dumper flames ascending in spirals through the arches above. Their movement creates a windless hush, a reverent breath, and you close your eyes and stand still in it. You don't need to speak. This place doesn't require words. It understands presence. It honors quiet. It welcomes rest. When you open your eyes again, one of the lanterns is swinging gently, creaking softly with an almost melodic rhythm. The others seem to sway in time with it, and soon, without even thinking, your body begins to follow. You sway too slowly, slightly, like a branch in calm wind. It feels right, natural, soothing, a rhythm older than speech. Eventually, you step down from the stone, continuing your walk. The path takes you toward the western edge of Briarhold, where the forest begins to reclaim the stone with thicker moss and taller trees. Here, the lanterns are fewer, but not forgotten. Each one you pass glows with a different hue, some pale gold, some green like memory, others blue like the sky before dawn. You find one resting in the crook of two tree roots, its glass broken in one corner. Inside it, a single firefly remains, glowing slow and sure. You crouch beside it, watching the tiny light blink in time with your breath. There is something tender in its steadiness, as if it waits not for the world to change, but simply for someone to notice. You do. The firefly flutters once, as if in acknowledgement, then lifts itself into the air and floats toward another lantern nearby. Its light joins the others, and the glow seems to swell not brighter, but deeper, fuller, like a memory being held instead of hidden. You rise and continue walking, each step growing quieter, as if your feet are learning the language of this place. There's a slope ahead, and at the top stands the last intact tower of the old keep. It leans slightly, wrapped in ivy and crowned with moss. Lanterns spiral up the outer stones, like constellations rising in a line. You climb the winding path slowly, pausing often, letting your breath remain soft and At the top, the view opens wide. The ruins of Briarhold stretch below you, lantern-lit pathways, moss-covered walls, and the fireflies drifting in gentle clouds. The trees surround it all like protective arms. And above, stars. So many stars. They spread across the sky in soft brilliance. A canopy of stories you can almost read if you let your eyes go soft. You sit at the edge of the tower wall, legs curled beneath you, and watch as everything below breathes in rhythm. The lanterns, the fireflies, even the ruins seem to pulse gently, as though the very stones have hearts still beating with memory. You feel your own body matching that rhythm, each breath sinking to the hush. There's nothing to be done here, no goal to chase, no path to solve. Only the act of being, of seeing, of breathing in the light, and letting it move through you like warmth through wool. As you rest, you begin to notice that your thoughts have quieted, not silenced by force, but softened like voices in another room, growing drowsy. You no longer follow each one. You simply watch them pass, like fireflies, choosing their lanterns. You let them glow and drift away. The sky continues to turn slowly overhead, and the fireflies keep their dance. The wind brings the faintest scent of something sweet, dried apples, perhaps, or blooming chamomile. With it, a drowsy comfort settles over you. Briarhold holds you gently, the way the earth holds roots, the way a dream holds a sleeper. You are not lost here. You are found. You are part of the glow. And the lanterns, remember, you rise from the tower wall, slowly, as though your body itself has become part of the stillness. Each movement is gentle now, like leaves turning in sleep. You descend the path without haste, letting gravity guide you, your feet soft upon the moss-covered stones. The lanterns above seem to nod as you pass beneath them, offering a flicker of farewell, or perhaps simply acknowledgement. Back below, the keep is even quieter now. The hush has deepened not with silence, but with comfort, the way a lullaby softens after the final verse. You begin to walk a different path this time, one you hadn't noticed before. It weaves through a tunnel of hanging vines, their long tendrils brushing your arms and shoulders. You pass through slowly, letting yourself drift as the fireflies guide the way. Lighting your passage was slow, pulsing light. At the end of the path, the world opens again into a clearing, and there nestled, within a perfect ring of stones, stands the heart of Briarhold's Esclow, a great iron lantern, taller than a person, seated on a carved pedestal etched with old symbols. Its glass panes are tinted with age, glowing faintly from within, as hundreds of fireflies move inside like stardust in water. You step closer. The air is warmer here, not hot, but deeply comforting like the heat of a hearth. Long burning, like sleet settling into bones. You sit cross-legged before the lantern and let your gaze soften. The fireflies don't react to your presence. They continue their gentle orbit within their tiny bodies, casting soft shadows that dance over your face. You close your eyes and listen not for sound, and in that stillness, something deeper emerges. A memory not quite your own, but close. You see a woman once tending to this lantern. Her hands are strong, gentle, smudged with soot. She whispers to the glass as she cleans it. She hums to the flame as she trims the wick. And when she lights it, her eyes glow with a reflection. You see others too. A child placing pebbles in a perfect ring around a smaller lantern. An elder resting a hand on one as though in prayer. A group of travelers gathering beneath its light to share warmth, bread, and silence. This place has been held by many hands, and now by yours. You open your eyes slowly, and the fireflies are still dancing, but the memory lingers like a scent, like wood smoke and cloth. You rise gently and continue your walk, letting the clearing fade behind you as you step into another part of Briarhold. The section is quieter still. No lanterns glow here. Not at first. The trees have drawn closer, their branches arched like guardians. The path is narrow, winding through ancient roots and scattered leaves. You walk carefully, and your steps make no sound. It is not an absence of light, it is a waiting, and after a while, you understand. The fireflies are here too, but they have not yet begun to glow. They drift around you, like shadows made of air, and as you move, your presence seems to wake them. One by one, they begin to flicker, soft pulses of life blooming like stars at dusk. The first few rise into a broken lantern resting in the roots of an old tree. Then more follow into cracks, in stones, into crevices in walls, into the empty glass of forgotten vessels. Your passage through the dark is an invitation, and the fireflies accept it. Soon, this place too is glowing quietly, steadily, like the breath of something sleeping in content. You have helped bring light to where it was waiting. You have stirred the hush into a hum. You find another stone seat, this one covered in moss so thick it feels like a cushion. You sit once more, allowing the moment to expand. All around you, the fireflies begin a slow spiral. Their dance wider now, more sure. It feels like you are at the center of something sacred, something seen only by those who walk slowly and listen well. The stars above shift again. A breeze drifts through, carrying a scent like pine and lavender, cool and earthy. Grounded, you feel your spine soften against the stone. You feel the weight of your limbs loosening, sinking. The rhythm of the fireflies becomes your breath again. Inhale, glow. Exhale, drift. Inhale, glow. Exhale, release. You no longer wonder what time it is. There is no need for clocks and the lanterns are the only time you need. Their flickers mark, not minutes, but moments. Not hours, but they keep a gentler kind of time, the kind that doesn't demand, doesn't chase, the kind that lets you rest without asking when you will wake. The wind begins to whisper again, this time with the faint rustle of voices, not words, but the shape of comfort. It sounds like lullabies sung across centuries, like goodbyes that were never hurried. It reminds you that here, nothing is ever truly gone. The glow remains, the hush remains, you remain, and as you sit there, not thinking, not needing, simply breathing, you feel a lightness begin to lift through your chest, not rising quickly, floating upward, like a lantern released into the sky. You let it go. Whatever it was, it drifts away, glowing softly as it leaves. The fireflies around you seem to notice. Their dance becomes more playful, just for a moment more like laughter, like a secret shared. And then it settles again. Gentle, still. Sure, you lie back now, the moss cradling your head, the stone supporting your spine. You are fully at rest, not because you tried, but because the keepers taught you how. You are part of the nest now. The lanterns, the fireflies, the hush, the breath, it holds you without hands. It sings you to sleep without song. The lanterns do not burn out. They never do. They wait. They glow. They remember. And now, they remember you too. The hush of Briarhold deepens into something close to dreaming. Not the sharp kind of dream that pulls and twists. This is the kind that floats. The kind that drapes across your thoughts like gauze, soft and soothing. The moss beneath you breathes faintly with warmth, as if the ground itself remembers what it means to comfort. The fireflies continue their slow, lulling arc around the broken towers and roots, their tiny lantern bodies pulsing like lullabies without words. They drift above, below, between everywhere you look, but never too many. Just enough to feel watched over. Just enough to feel gently known. You watch one of them circle a lantern high in a tree, its glow catching on a shard of remaining glass. The shard reflects the light across your cheek, as if the lantern has noticed you, and is smiling. You smile too, without thinking, without reason, because everything here invites that kind of simplicity. A new sound begins faint, low, like a distant chime. Not metal, not voice, almost like the vibration of something kind. Remember, you turn your head slowly toward it, and the wind lifts just enough to carry the scent of old parchment and sweetened bark. The sound continues, slow and measured, as though it's counting something important and invisible perhaps, the number of breaths between thoughts, or the space between one glow and the next. You follow the sound, rising again with ease. Your body fluid now, your limbs moving like they belong to the night. The path ahead is soft beneath your feet, a ribbon of worn soil and fallen petals. As you walk, the fireflies part before you, not in fear, but in reverence. You are one of them now, a keeper of the hush, a tender of the light. You arrive in what remains of a courtyard, round and enclosed by trees that have grown into the shape of shelter. Overhead, branches knit together like fingers in prayer, holding starlight in their web. The fireflies have gathered here more densely. Their glow is strong, but never harsh. It feels like standing in the middle of a heartbeat, slow and sure, steady and warm. In the center of this courtyard sits a fountain long dry, but beautiful still. Ivy curls through the cracks, and at its center stands another lantern, smaller than the others, simpler in shape. No flame, no ornate frame, just glass and a rusted handle. Yet it shines brighter than the rest. You approach it slowly, and the fireflies don't follow this time. They hover at the edges, as if honoring something sacred. This lantern, you feel, is not just part of the nest, it is the beginning, the oldest, the first. Its glow is not flickering, it's constant, as if it draws from something deeper than time, deeper even than memory. It doesn't light your face, it lights your heart. You can feel it behind your ribs, like a warm echo pulsing with your breath. You place your hand near it, not touching, just close in. You feel calm, settle into your bones. Around the fountain, stones form a ring, each one engraved with something to warn, to read. Yet you know what they mean. Gratitude, return, rest. These are not words. They are feelings pressed into stone. They are the promise of this place. You sit by the fountain and let the glow of the lantern wash over you. And as it does, your breath deepens once more. Not because you try, but because you remember how to let go, how to loosen, how to glow from within, without noise, without needing to shine. Your eyes close again, not from tiredness, from peace. And now, the courtyard begins to change. You do not move. You do not speak. But all around you, the light lifts slowly, gently, as if the fireflies are drawing the hush upward, weaving it into the night sky. You feel it in the grass, in the trees, in the quiet hush between breezes. The very world exhales. And you exhale too, the stars above shift in color, just slighted cool silver softening into pearl. The trees creak like old voices saying goodnight. The fountain glows without water, and everything slows. You lie back again, this time in the curve of a tree's root, cradled perfectly, like it was waiting just for you. The bark against your spine is smooth and warm. The moss behind your head is soft as breath. The lantern at the center of the courtyard shines steady and still, its light brushing the curve of your shoulder, the tip of your nose, the place just behind your eyes where dreams begin. And somewhere, perhaps just inside the hush, you hear the whisper again. You are home. Not shouted, not spoken aloud, just felt, like a warmth blooming in your chest, like a memory so old it belongs not to you, but to your spirit. You are home in this nest of lanterns, home in this slow, glowing hush, home where fireflies remember your name, even if you have forgotten it, home where every breath is an arrival. You let yourself drift, not downward, but inward, deeper than thought, deeper than dream, into the quiet space the world keeps only for those who listen. And still, the lanterns glow, and still, the fireflies keep watch, and still, the hush hums. Time no longer moves the way it once did. It does not press, it does not pull, it simply rests beside you, like a loyal creature at the foot of your bed. You cannot tell if minutes or hours have passed in this circle of light, but it doesn't matter. It never mattered here. Above, the fireflies continue their slow spirals. They are not aimless. Each has its purpose, each flicker a thread in a larger weave. And though you do not know the pattern, you trust it. You feel its presence wrap around you, the way a lullaby wraps around a child, patient and sure. You rise again. This time not from curiosity, but from instinct. Your body moves like water now, no resistance, no weight. The hush has filled your limbs, and you carry it with you as you walk. As you move, the light follows, lantern to lantern, flicker to flicker. The world is not brighter, only softer. You have become part of the hush. The path leads you toward the eastern edge of Briarhold, where the ruins fade into trees again. Here, the forest has grown thicker. Vines thread between broken windows. Trees rise from stone floors. It is a place where the keep has blurred into the woods, neither one nor the other, only the quiet between. You step over a fallen beam, where a small lantern lies tucked in a bed of ferns. The fireflies inside it blink slowly, as if nodding off into dreams of their own. You crouch beside it, watching. Its frame is bent slightly. The glass must have had, but it glows all the same, still doing its work, still keeping the hush. It reminds you some things do not need fixing to be beautiful. Some things are meant to weather, to lean, to glow from within, not despite what they've seen, but because of it. You walk further, and the trees begin to open again, revealing a gentle hill, its slope dotted with lanterns, hung low from curved willow branches. The air here is different, cooler, clearer. It smells faintly of morning, though the stars still hang bright above. You climb the hill slowly, letting each step be its own act of rest. At the top, you find an overlook wide and quiet. From here, you can see nearly all of the crumbling keep, the winding paths, the ringed courtyard, and its glowing heart. Everything lit, not by sun or moon, but by the quiet work of fireflies. It looks like a memory gently breathing, a forgotten lullaby made visible. You sit beneath the largest willow, its limbs arched like a shelter. A lantern sways just above your head, its glow rocking gently with the wind. You lean back against a tree, and it receives you fully, as though it knew you would come. As your eyes rest on the view below, you begin to feel something deeper than sleep. It is not escape, not fading. It is arrival. The kind of arrival that has no fanfare, no gates, just stillness, just light, just enough. You imagine, for a moment, what it would be like to live in this place. Not as someone passing through, but as someone tending, someone who rises with a glow and sleeps with a hush, someone who lights lanterns, not for others, but because the act itself is sacred. And then you realize, you already are. For tonight, you have become the keeper of the hush, the one who walks without noise, the one who watches without question, the one who glows not loudly, not constantly but gently, just enough to light the path behind you. From the branches above, a single leaf floats downward, catching the lantern's light as it falls. It spins once, twice, and lands on your lap. You don't brush it away. You rest your hand lightly on it, as if to thank it for the journey. The air grows still again. The fireflies rise just slightly, shimmering in slow arcs across the overlook. You feel your breath stretch longer now, as though your body is preparing to become part of this quiet place, not to leave it, but to sink into it fully. You close your eyes once more, not because the world is gone, but because it is complete. Everything you needed has arrived. The hush, the light, the softness, the breath. And so you rest. And the hill holds you, and the tree above sighs, and the lantern watches, and the fireflies keep their slow dance, their tiny wings echoing the pulse of the stars. You begin to feel yourself blur at the edges, not in fear, not in fading, but in union. You are no longer a visitor. You are part of the hush now, part of the vines winding through stone, part of the memory humming in the trees, part of the lanterns blinking into night. The longer you stay, the clearer the truth becomes. You are not separate from the quiet. You are the quiet. The hush has a heartbeat, and it is your own. Somewhere beneath the surface of sleep, you begin to drift, not downward, not upward, but inward, as though your soul is stepped further into the nest. The breath in your chest is no longer something you take. It is something that is given to you, steadily and without demand, like a lantern, gently placed into your hands, already glowing. The stars above remain, but they feel closer now, as if they too have drawn in toward Briarhold. Leaning low over this quiet sanctuary, you wonder, for a moment, if this place was built not by hands alone, but by light, by dreams, by the hush between the worlds. The fireflies know. They hover just beyond your lashes, brushing the night air like brushstrokes of gold. In this stillness, memories rise not sharp or loud, but soft recollections, unbidden and kind. A moment when someone once whispered your name, a breeze that carried warmth on a cool night, the sensation of being held not in arms, but in understanding. You do not need to recall the details. The feeling is enough. You begin to walk again, though it feels more like floating. The path beneath your feet winds gently through the upper grove, where tree roots form arches. Over moss and wildflowers, you pass beneath them slowly, each one marking another layer of surrender. Lanterns dangle from twisted branches here, like fruit of forgotten time, each glowing with a softness that asks nothing from you, only presence. To your right, the trees Spartan reveal a half-buried doorway, its frame wrapped in curling vines. The wooden door is long since rotted, but the shape remains a suggestion of welcome. You step through into a chamber that once may have been a gathering hall. Now it is a resting place. Lanterns line the walls in neat rows, and their glow pools like water on the floor. In the far corner, a long bench remains intact. You walk toward it and sit, the wood creaking in a way that feels familiar, like old floorboards in a childhood home. The fireflies gather nearby, hovering close, but never too close. They give space, they give light. They give you this moment to be with yourself. Your hands rest in your lap. Your head leans back. Your breath slows further. And then just for a breath you feel as though the keep itself is breathing with you. Not in metaphor, not in imagination, but truly. The stones beneath your feet shift slightly with warmth. The air around your face moves in tandem with your exhale. The lanterns blink in time with your heartbeat. It is as though the entire nest has curled around you, not to hold you still, but to welcome you into its rhythm. A firefly drifts close enough for you to see its wings catching the glow papathine. It pauses in front of you for a long moment, suspended in a shared silence, and then it drifts away, leaving behind not emptiness, but peace. You stand again, following the light out of the ruined hall and into a narrow passage framed by leaning stone pillars. Here, the ground is soft with layers of leaves. The air smells of earth and dusk and memory. You walk with even slower steps now, as though trying not to wake the ground beneath you. The passage opens into a glade where the lanterns float not hung, not resting, but gently suspended in the air, drifting in place, as if held by invisible threads of intention. The fireflies swirl around them, guiding their weightless dance. It feels like you've walked into a breath being held, or a dream before waking. In the center of the glade, it's a small pond, still and black, like a mirror of space. You kneel beside it, and your reflection greets you not sharply, but kindly. You don't look tired. You don't look lost. You look like someone who has found the right silence at the right time. The lanterns above are reflected in the water, and as you gaze, the image begins to shimmer, not because the pond moves, but because you begin to see something within. Shapes form beneath the surface glimmers of other fireflies, other nights, other keepers, who once wandered here and rested. Their presence lingers, not as ghosts, but as echoes of peace. You dip your fingertips into the pond. The water is cool and perfectly still. Your touch sends slow ripples outward, and for a moment, every lantern in the glade flickers once, together as though acknowledging your part in the hush. You rise and continue your walk through the glade, trailing your fingers along the air, as if stirring the starlight itself. A narrow trail winds through the trees ahead, lined with tiny stone markers old, cracked, half-covered in moss. They mark no graves. They are offerings, reminders, symbols left behind by those who knew this hush and wished to give back. One of them holds a bundle of dried flowers tied with a faded red ribbon. Another rests beside a folded scrap of cloth. Each is a whisper. I was here. I rested. I remembered. You feel your chest rise, with a soft inhale not out of need, but invitation. Every breath you take now feels like a thread added to the tapestry of Briarhold. You walk a little slower, a little lower to the ground, a little more like a lantern, yourself glowing from within, asking nothing of the world except stillness. Ahead, the trees begin to glow in the gentle silver of early pre-dawn light. Not yet sunrise, but the edge of it. You pause to look back at the nest behind you. The keep now spread like a memory across the land, glowing in warm pulses. You smile at it, and it seems to smile back. You understand now. The lanterns were never meant to guide you away. They were meant to guide you in. The sky begins to pale. Gently, almost. The stars don't vanish. They dissolve, like fireflies returning to the trees, like thoughts drifting off at the edge of sleep. And you, standing there at the tree line, are not startled by the change. You simply notice it, accept it, the way the hush teaches you to accept everything. The forest ahead is touched with silver now. Mist gathers low to the ground, curling around roots and stones like a shawl drawn over old shoulders. The lanterns are dimmer in this light, but they do not go out. They adapt. They soften. Their glow changes shape, like dreams turning into memory. You walk forward, your steps nearly soundless. The trail is lined with petals now tiny, pale blue blossoms, fallen in silence. Each one holds a drop of dew that catches the morning light and reflects it like a miniature star. You begin to understand something. The hush doesn't end with sleep. It carries through into waking. It becomes part of the way you move, the way you see. To your left, an old stone bench curves beside a tree bent in half, its roots exposed but firm in the earth. You pause to rest there, Even though your body no longer craves rest, it's not about tiredness anymore. It's about reverence, slowness, gratitude. You close your eyes again, only for a breath, but in that breath, you feel a warmth spread across your shoulders, as though the keep itself has draped you in mourning. When you open them again, the mist has thinned. The trees are more distinct. You can see the place where the forest ends, and the hill rolls down into the valley beyond. And at the edge, waiting patiently, is one last lantern. It stands alone. No fireflies inside it. No vines around it. Just a simple shape, dark against the silver green of early light. But you are drawn to it, as if it holds the last piece of a lullaby half sung. You approach it slowly. The grass at your feet is still damp. The wind carries no chill, only freshness, like linens hung out in springtime. When you reach the lantern, you stop. You do not touch it. You simply stand beside it and watch as the sun prepares to rise over the distant hills. This lantern is not a beacon. It is a threshold, and the fireflies one by one begin to arrive, not in a rush, not in a swirl, but in a quiet, deliberate spiral, gathering inside the glass, as though knowing it is time. They do not flash brightly. They glow faintly, steadily. A new kind of light. Morning light. Light, not for wandering, but for returning. And so, you sit beside this final lantern and wait with it. The hush is not fading. It is changing, becoming something new, becoming memory, becoming part of you. You begin to recall the places you passed, the grove of lanterns in the rafters, the broken archway, the fountain with its heart-lit flame. You remember the mossy seat by the pond, the drift of your breath, the firefly that hovered just above your open palm. None of these moments are gone. They rest inside you now, softly glowing. The sun crests the hills like a breath drawn slowly after a long silence, and the light of the lantern beside you does not compete with it. It joins it. Fireflies blink once more, then drift out from the glass, rising like mist toward the morning. One lands briefly on your shoulder, warm against your skin, and then lifts away. You stand. The hush has not left you. It never does. You carry it now in your footsteps, in your pace, in your pause. Briarhold has done its work, not by changing you, but by reminding you who you were beneath the noise. You turn back once, and the Valley of Lanterns shimmers behind you, bathed in early light. Most have dimmed now, resting. Others remain, glowing faintly, waiting for the next weary traveler to follow the path in, to sit in the hush, to remember. And so you walk on, not away, but forward, into morning, with the hush in your lungs, with the lantern in your heart, with the slow, steady knowledge that you are always welcome to return. The trail ahead is soft beneath your feet, the kind of softness made not just of earth and grass, but of care, of memory pressed into soil. You walk with ease, not thinking of where it leads, only that it continues winding forward like a thread through dawn. The hush has shifted. It's no longer a blanket drawn around you, but a breeze at your back, guiding, encouraging. The light is brighter now, but not harsh. It spreads low and golden across the land, casting the ruins of Briarhold in long, warm shadows. Even the stones seem to glow, and as you walk, you realize something gently miraculous. The lanterns are still visible, not brightly, not insistently, but like thoughts that remain even when you wake. They flicker faintly in corners of the forest, hang quietly from bent branches, nestle inside moss-covered frames. Their fireflies rest now, their work complete for the night, but the light remains. You pause beside one tucked at the base of a leaning oak, its glass fogged with dew. You crouch and place a hand near it. There is no heat, no sound, just a soft pulse, like a memory repeating in a quiet room. You don't need to understand what it means. You only need to feel it. The hush was never meant to last forever. It was meant to teach you how to carry it forward, like a lantern lit, not left behind, but taken with you. You stand and continue, each step slower than the last, not from weariness, but from awareness, from knowing that every step could be a moment to pause, every breath a chance to remember. Birdsong begins just a few notes at first, rising through the trees, like gentle questions. You smile. Even sound feels slow here, wrapped in the echo of night. The world is waking gently, the way it does when it has nothing to prove. You reach the edge of the old forest, where the trees thin and the sky expands above. A gentle hill slopes down into open grassland, and beyond that, the shimmer of a river, catching the sun in long threads of gold. You stand there for a long time, not to decide, but to feel, to let the morning hold you before you step into it. The fireflies no longer hover near, but you know they're close, resting beneath leaves, sleeping inside the lanterns, waiting for dusk. They do not say goodbye. The hush never does. It simply folds itself into the quiet parts of your breath and waits for you to notice it again. You walk slowly down the hill, your shadow long and soft on the grass. Every sound around you is clear, but never sharp. The wind in the tall reeds, the rustle of your clothing, the distant voice of the river greeting the day. And then, ahead, you see a stone, a smooth, rounded marker half sunk into the earth. There are words on it, carved with care. You kneel to read them. It says, "To those who wander, we wait. To those who tire, we glow. To those who forget, we remember." You trace the words with your fingers. The stone is warm. You do not cry, but something inside you softens, like a knot untying. You place your hand flat against the stone for a moment, offering nothing but breath. Then you rise again, walking past it, over the hill's final slope, toward the river's shimmer. The sky is fully awake, apple blue brushed with amber. The hush is folded into the edges of things, into grass, into the gentle way your feet fall forward, one after another. You walk until you reach the riverbank. The water is slow, wide, deep in color. It moves with the same rhythm as the hush, a gentle persistence that asks nothing. You sit at the edge and let your fingers trail in the current. And as you do, the thought comes again, not loud, but certain. You are still glowing, not with light that can be seen, but with stillness that can be felt. The kind that lingers in footsteps after you leave. The kind that flickers behind your eyes when you close them to rest. The kind that others recognize, even if they can't explain why. You dip both hands into the river and lift the water to your face. It is cool, clean, and grounding. It smells like pine and morning and moss. When the drops fall, they catch the sunlight, brief lanterns themselves. You lie back on the grassy bank, hands behind your head, and watch the sky move slowly above you. There is no rush, no noise, only the steady unfolding of time. The same way it always has. Only now you're moving with it, instead of against. You understand now. The hush is not just a place. It is a way of seeing, of listening, of being. And you, dear traveler, have become its keeper. The river's song hums softly in your ears, a gentle rhythm like a heartbeat shared between earth and water. You feel the weight of the day beginning to settle, not as a burden, but as a softening, a folding in, a quiet invitation to rest. You rise slowly from the bank, letting your fingers drip the last cool drops back into the stream. The fireflies' glow no longer fills the night, but their memory lingers like the faint echo of a lullaby on the wind. As you walk away from the water, the landscape opens before you. Fields kissed by dawn, wildflowers nodding gently, and the distant outline of hills rolling toward the horizon. The hush follows you still, nestled deep inside like a whispered secret. You pause beneath a large oak tree, its branches wide and sheltering. A few lanterns hang here, swaying faintly in a breeze you barely feel. Their amber light flickers gently, not to guide, but to comfort. You place your palm against the rough bark, feeling the ancient strength beneath your fingers. The tree seems to hum beneath your touch, its quiet life, a reflection of your own calm. Around you, the world is waking slowly, and you find yourself breathing in time with it deep, steady. Your heart matches the rhythm of the soft lantern glow. You are no longer a visitor, but part of the unfolding. The path winds gently onward, and you follow it, each step an act of presence. You pass through fields where the grass brushes your ankles, and the scent of wild thyme fills the air. The sky above is pale blue now, streaked with gold and rose. In the distance, you see a small cottage nestled among the trees, its windows catching the morning light. Smoke rises from its chimney in a thin, lazy spirola sign of hearth and home. You approach the cottage slowly, noticing how the lanterns you pass soften their glow as you near, as if bowing in respect to this place. The door is open just a crack, inviting but not demanding. Inside, the hearth crackles with gentle flames, their warmth spilling out like a welcome. A wooden table holds a simple meal: fresh bread, honey, and herbal tea, steaming softly in a clay cup. You sit, savoring the quiet comfort of the room. The fireflies are here too, resting in small glass jars, their light a gentle pulse in the soft shadows. They watch you calmly, sharing their hush. You take a sip of the tea, letting its warmth spread through you, calming every muscle, every thought. The flavors are earthy and sweet, like the forest and the night and the slow turning of time. You lean back, closing your eyes, feeling the safety of this space wrap around you like a soft blanket. Your breath slows even more, and you sink deeper into rest. Outside, the world hums with gentle life, the rustle of leaves, the distant call of a morning bird, the faintest breeze stirring the curtains. And inside, the lanterns keep their steady glow, a promise that even in the darkest night, light is never truly lost. You are home now. You are safe. You are part of the hush. The lanterns will wait for you, always. And when the evening falls again, they will light your path once more. As the morning light filters through the cottage window, you feel the quiet strength of the day ahead, settled gently into your bones. There is no rush, no pressure, only the slow unfolding of possibility. Like the petals of a flower, turning toward the sun. You rise from your seat by the hearth, your movements calm and deliberate. Each step is mindful, carrying the hush you have come to cherish. Outside, the garden awaits wild but cared for, with soft moss beneath your feet and dew-drenched blossoms nodding in greeting. You walk through the garden paths, letting your hands brush the leaves and flowers. The scent of lavender and rosemary fills the air, mingling with the fresh earth. Somewhere nearby, a single lantern hangs from a low branch, its glass shimmering faintly as the fireflies rest inside. You pause beneath it, feeling a deep connection to this quiet light. You breathe in slowly, imagining the glow as a warm pulse within your chest. The hush has become part of you now, living, breathing presence that moves with your breath, your heartbeat. In the distance, the ruins of Briarhold keep rise once more, bathed in the soft glow of morning. The lanterns still hang there, steady and sure, waiting patiently for the return of evening and the dance of fireflies. You take a slow step forward, knowing that your journey is both ending and beginning anew. The hush is not a place to leave behind, but a light to carry forward in your steps, in your thoughts, in the spaces between words. You smile softly, feeling the calm deepen within. The day stretches before you like an open book, filled with the gentle promise of rest, renewal, and quiet joy. And as you walk toward the day, you carry with you the soft glow of Briarhold's lantern, steadfast, gentle, and always welcoming. The world around you breathes softly, in rhythm with your own steady inhale and exhale. The breeze carries whispers of the night's fireflies, the echo of their light lingering on leaves and stones. It feels as though Briarhold itself has sung a gentle breath, full of memories and quiet stories, told without words. You wander back along the familiar path, the one that winds through moss and fallen leaves, past stone arches, where vines cling like old friends. The lanterns up flicker faintly, as if saying hello after a restful slumber. As you walk, you feel the weight of the day lightening. The hush you carry has woven itself into your very being, softening edge, calming the mind, and opening the heart to the gentle flow of now. Ahead, the ruins stretch out in quiet grandeur, the stones worn but steadfast. You pause at a small archway where a single lantern hangs low, its light a beacon for lost footsteps and wandering dreams. You reach up, tracing the curve of the lantern's metal frame with your fingers. It is cool and steady, grounded in time and place. You smile, knowing this light will be waiting for you whenever you return. Further on, you find a narrow staircase carved into the rock, spiraling upward toward the keep's highest tower. The climb is slow and deliberate, each step a meditation in motion. At the top, the view opens wide, a panorama of rolling hills, whispering forests, and the gentle shimmer of the river that winds through the valley below. You breathe deeply, feeling the hush settle over you like a soft cloak. The lanterns twinkle below, like stars come to rest on earth. You watch as the fireflies begin their evening dance, their tiny lights weaving ribbons of gold and silver through the darkening air. You close your eyes, letting the quiet fill every corner of your being. The world is hushed, but alive with possibility, with peace, with the promise of rest. You are part of this moment. You are part of the hush, and as the lanterns glow softly around you, you know you are home. As darkness settles once more over Briarhold, the world grows quiet. The stars prick the sky with soft pinpricks of light, while the fireflies awaken slowly, their lanterns beginning to glow in anticipation of the night's dance. You find yourself back in the courtyard, where the central fountain's lantern pulses steadily like a heartbeat. The air is cool, scented with damp earth and blooming night flowers. You settle on the mossy stones, feeling the chill of the air mingle with the warmth of the lantern's glow. The fireflies swirl gently around you, their light weaving patterns in the dark like whispered secrets. You watch them move with slow grace, their tiny wings catching the light in shimmering arcs. With each breath, you sink deeper into the hush, feeling the steady pulse of the lanterns and the rhythm of the night syncing with your own heartbeat. Your body softens, your mind quiets, and a profound peace washes over you. You think of the pilgrims who once followed these lanterns, guided home by their gentle light through the darkest nights. You imagine their tired feet finding rest, their hearts buoyed by the promise of sanctuary. Tonight, you are one of those travelers, carried on the slow wings of the fireflies, cradled by the lantern's glow, and welcomed by the hush of You close your eyes, letting the darkness enfold you like a soft blanket. The whispers of the night grow faint, like a lullaby fading into dreams. And as you drift deeper into rest, the lanterns continue to glow, their light a constant promise of peace and home. The night holds you gently now, cradling your breath in its soft embrace. You feel weightless, as though your spirit has slipped free from the worries and noise of the waking world, settling instead into the slow pulse of Briarhold's lanterns. Around you, the fireflies hover in their quiet dance, each glow a small heartbeat, a whispered story. They flicker like fading stars, lighting the paths once traveled by souls seeking refuge and rest. You become aware of the cool air moving softly across your skin, carrying the scent of wild thyme and earth. The gentle rustle of leaves joins the chorus of the night, blending with the crackle of a distant hearth. In this moment, time stretches and softens. It folds in on itself like a dream remembered upon waking, vague, yet full of feeling. You breathe deeply, the calm filling every part of you, untying knots of tension you may not have known you carried. The ruins around you seem to glow with their own quiet life, the stones humming softly beneath your fingertips. Each lantern holds a light, not just of fireflies, but of memory of those who found solace here, who let the hush wrap around their hearts like a healing balm. You feel connected to them, to this place, to the slow turning of time itself. And as your eyes close once more, you carry the lantern's glow within you, a light that will guide you through shadows, through restless nights, and toward peaceful mornings. The hush settles deep. The lanterns keep their steady watch, and you sleep. Morning returns, slowly, to Briarhold, painting the ruins with pale gold and soft shadows. The fireflies have nestled away for their rest, their lanterns dimmed but still warm with quiet life. You awaken feeling the hush still wrapped around you like a gentle shawl. It is not the same hush as the night now. It carries the promise of new beginnings, of steady rhythms and soft light. You rise from your resting place among the moss and stone, your movements slow and mindful. The path beneath your feet feels familiar, welcoming you back as if you had never truly left. Around you, the trees sway softly in the morning breeze, their leaves whispering ancient songs of resilience and peace. The air is fresh and sweet, filled with a sense of earth and growing things. You walk toward the heart of the keep, where the fountain lantern glows faintly in the morning light. It is a beacon not just for travelers, but for those who carry the hush within the steady pulse of calm and home. You sit beside the fountain, feeling the soft warmth of the lantern's light against your skin. Your breath deepens, syncing with the quiet rhythm of the day. Thoughts drift in and out, like clouds passing over the sun. You let them come and let them go, holding only the calm that remains. You watch as a single firefly emerges, its glow faint but sure. It flutters around the lantern, weaving delicate patterns in the airy dance of light and shadow, of memory and hope. And in that moment, you understand something profound. The hush is not a place to find. It is a light to carry. Always. The morning deepens gently, the soft light filtering through the trees like liquid gold. You stand slowly, feeling the earth steady beneath your feet, the hush still humming softly within you. Every breath carries the weightless calm of Briarhold's lanterns, their gentle glow now a quiet companion in your day. You walk forward along a winding path, bordered by wildflowers, nodding in the breeze. The scent of lavender and pine fills the air, mingling with the fresh earth and distant murmurs of the forest waking. Your steps are easy, carrying you onward without haste or worry. Ahead, you see the silhouette of a small wooden bridge, arching over a babbling brook. The water sparkles in the morning sun, singing its own gentle song as it moves over smooth stones and fallen leaves. You pause, leaning over the railing to watch the water ripple and catch the light, feeling a deep connection to its endless flow. The lanterns continue their quiet vigil along the path, their light softened now by daylight, but no less present. They seem to say, "You are never alone. We are here with you always." You continue past the bridge, entering a clearing where the ruins of an old chapel stand. Its walls are crumbled, but proud, ivy clinging to stone and stained glass, glittering faintly in the sun. Lanterns hang from broken beams and twisted branches, their soft light mingling with the colors of dawn. You step inside, feeling the hush deepen, folding around you like a protective cloak. The air smells faintly of old parchment and honeyed wood, a reminder of prayers whispered long ago. You sit quietly among the stones, letting the sacred silence fill every corner of your mind. In this quiet, your thoughts soften and slow. You feel yourself becoming part of the chapel's stillness, your breath mingling with the gentle pulse of lantern light. The fireflies hover nearby, their glow steady and calm, welcoming you into the fold of the hush. You close your eyes, letting the moment wash over you like a warm tide. The world outside fades gently, leaving only the steady glow, the soft whispers, and the deep, unshakable peace. You are home. You are held. You are the light. The chapel's quiet breath lingers as you rise and step back into the soft morning light. The world around you feels alive with gentle sounds, the rustle of leaves, the distant call of birds, the faint hum of the earth waking beneath your feet. You follow a narrow path that winds through the trees, lanterns hanging like quiet sentinels in the branches above. Their glow, though faint in the daylight, is steady and sure, reminder of the hush that remains, even in brightness. As you walk, The air cools slightly, carrying the scent of pine and fresh rain. The ground beneath your feet softens, moss and wildflowers cushioning your steps. You move with slow grace, every motion an act of reverence for this place that holds both history and stillness. Ahead, the ruins of Briarhold's great hall come into view, towering stones draped in vine, doorways leading to shadows and light intertwined. Lanterns hang in clusters here, their glow blending with the dappled sunlight to create a mosaic of warmth and calm. You step inside, the cool air brushing against your skin, and find a spot among the scattered stones. You sit, settling your weight evenly, feeling the solid earth beneath you and the gentle pulse of the lanterns around. The hush wraps you fully now, deeper than before, a living presence, as real as the breath in your lungs. You close your eyes, letting the quiet wash over you like a gentle tide. Memories come, soft faces, places, moments of peace and belonging. You don't grasp them tightly, only acknowledge their presence, like fleeting shadows in the corner of your mind. The fireflies' light flickers gently in the darkened corners, weaving patterns of gold and silver. You feel the rhythm of their wings sync with your own heartbeat. Slow and steady, steady and slow. You breathe deeply, the stillness settling deep into your bones. You are part of this place now, part of the hush that lingers in stones and leaves, in light and shadow. The world may stir beyond these ruins, but here, in this moment, time is yours. You are held. You are calm. You are home. The warmth of the lanterns surrounds you like a soft embrace. As the day moves slowly forward, the ruins of Briarhold keep their secrets well, wrapped in vines and moss, but their lanterns glow quietly, a testament to the sanctuary they once offered. You rise gently from your resting place and begin to walk again, your footsteps light upon the soft earth. Each step feels deliberate, a quiet ritual that honors the stillness you carry within. The path winds through ancient oaks and whispering pines, the sunlight filtering through the leaves in gentle patches of gold. Lanterns hang low in the branches, their glass catching the light and scattering it softly, like tiny prisms casting calm. As you move, the hush deepens around you, weaving through the air and settling in the spaces between each breath. You feel the steady pulse of this quiet light, syncing with your own heart, a gentle rhythm that guides you forward without haste. Ahead, the path opens into a small clearing where a circle of stones stands a place, once sacred, now touched with the glow of many lanterns. You step into the circle and pause, letting the hush settle deeply within you. The fireflies rise, their lights twinkling in the soft air, weaving slow patterns that echo the gentle pulse of your breath. You close your eyes and feel the rhythm of the lanterns, the whispers of the night, and the steady beat of your own heart, all as one. The world feels vast, yet intimate, a balance of light and shadow held tenderly in this sacred space. You breathe in peace, breathe out tension, letting the quietness fill you completely. Time slows. The hush becomes a song without words, a lullaby woven from light and stillness, and you are cradled in its melody, safe and calm. As the fireflies continue their slow dance, you rest fully into this moment, knowing that wherever you go, the lanterns will glow within you, guiding you always home. The soft twilight begins to gather once more, folding the land into hues of deep indigo and silver. The lanterns of Briarhold begin to awaken, their faint glow stirring like embers on the edge of flame. You stand quietly in the fading light, feeling the hush return like an old, comforting friend. The fireflies flicker to life, their delicate wings catching the dimming light as they gather inside the lanterns, ready to dance their nightly song. You watch their slow, weaving flight, the gentle pulses of their glow reflecting the steady rhythm of your own breath. Around you, the ruins seem to breathe with ancient life, the stones warmed by memory and the soft hum of the night. The air is cool and sweet, carrying the scent of damp earth and blooming night flowers. You walk slowly toward the heart of the keep, the lanterns lighting your path like gentle beacons. Each step is a meditation, a way of moving deeper into the calm that has settled within you. The courtyard is alive with light now lanterns, hanging in clusters from twisted branches and crumbling walls, their glow blending with the silver light of the rising moon. The fireflies dance in slow spirals, weaving patterns of light that shimmer like dreams come to life. You find a comfortable place to sit among the stones, the cool surface grounding you. Even as the warmth of the lanterns fills your senses, you close your eyes and breathe deeply, letting the hush wash over you once more. In this sacred space, you feel yourself becoming part of the night's quiet song, your heartbeat syncing with the pulse of the lanterns and the flutter of tiny wings. Time seems to stretch and fold, becoming fluid and soft. You sink deeper into rest, carried by the gentle rhythm of light and shadow, sound and silence. The lanterns glow steadily, their light a promise that you are always welcome here in this place, in this moment, and within yourself. The night deepens into a velvety stillness, wrapping Briarhold keeping its quiet embrace. The lanterns glow softly, their light steady and warm, a beacon for all who seek refuge in the hush. The fireflies settle, their tiny hearts pulsing in unison, a chorus of gentle light welcoming the close of day. You lie back among the moss and stones, your breath slow and even your body heavy with peace. The air around you is cool but comforting, filled with the faint scent of wild herbs and damp earth. The world feels vast and intimate all at once, a perfect balance held in the quiet folds of night. As your eyelids grow heavy, you sense the lantern's light merging with the soft rhythm of your heartbeat, lullaby woven from centuries of whispered stories and gentle hopes. The hush wraps around you like a warm blanket, tender and unyielding. In this place, time loses meaning. Moments stretch and fold like the flicker of a firefly's wing, or the slow dance of shadows on ancient stone. You are carried beyond waking and dreaming, into a realm where stillness sings and light breathes. You feel yourself drifting, the edges of consciousness softening like the glow of lanterns fading at dawn. You are held here, safe and whole, cradled by the eternal hush of bright. When you awaken, the world will feel differently, slower, more full of gentle possibility. The lantern's glow will live on within you, a steady flame to guide your steps and quiet your mind. You are part of the story now, a keeper of the hush, a bearer of light, and whenever the world feels too loud or too fast, you may return splee by closing your eyes and remembering the gentle glow of Briarhold's lanterns. Rest now, deeply and completely. Let the hush carry you through the night, into dreams as soft and steady as the firefly's flight.